Do you want to knit a hat, or mittens, or wrist warmers, or any other round project, but you only have these to work with? Knitting in the round requires the cord to be the same size around or smaller than the project you want to make with them. This way the stitches can rotate freely around the needles as you knit. Try to stretch your project on a pair of circulars that are too long and you'll quickly see my point. But don't go run to the store and buy every needle size and every cord length. You can actually knit any size round with a long pair of circulars with a little technique called the magic loop. Cast on the number of stitches your pattern tells you to. Then slide them to the middle of the circulars. Divide the stitches in half and pull the cord through. Right now the working yarn and tail are coming from the bottom needle here, but it needs to be flipped so they're coming from the top. Now pull the top needle out, but leave a little bit of cord on the opposite side. This will be your working needle, which makes this stitch your first, and you should work it however your pattern specifies. So notice the two corded loops here that you have at either end of the project. That's exactly what you want. When you run out of stitches, here's what you do. Pull the cord on the working needle, rotate it, and push the stitches onto that needle. Pull that needle out, and it'll be your new working needle. Now notice the working yarn is coming from the top again. That's what you want. We'll call this the home position. These basic steps are the fundamentals of magic loop knitting, but if you're anything like me, the first time you try it, it'll feel awkward, completely uncoordinated, and fiddly. Try this with a bulky or super bulky yarn like this. You can magic loop with any yarn you want, but thicker yarn is easier to work with, especially when you're trying to figure this all out. Pay close attention to the cast on edge to make sure it's not twisted, as that could cause real problems with your project later on. Remember, when you finish a row, get yourself into this home position with working yarn coming from the top needle. The next step is to always pull the top needle out and start knitting the bottom needle stitches with it. Easy peasy. So this is what you would do if you wanted to start a project, like a hat for example, with the magic loop and actually knit the entire project magic loop. But what if you already started knitting a hat on 16-inch circulars and you notice that as you decrease for the crown, it's getting harder and harder to knit? No worries, you can switch to the magic loop right where you are in the pattern. Check out this video next to see how it's done. Happy knitting, and I'll see you over there.